Hey, I think it went. All right. Hold on. Here we go. Hey, there we go, finally. Only took 3 attempts and about 4 minutes tonight. I guess that's good by comparison, considering the way things go some nights. Anyway, everybody's been sitting there on Facebook wondering what's going on. We are live. We are good to go finally. We are live on both formats. Everything is up and working at this point. Leo's here, ready to go. Pete, Kevin L., Randy with a Nut Farm. Bill Disc here, Hubcap Dylan. Glad you guys all made it and are ready to go. Hey, there's Tractor Mike. Hey, how's things looking out there, Tractor Mike? It looks like you guys are fixing to get hammered. I seen there was a tornado out by Syracuse. Is everything okay at the Tractor Mike Hacienda? Kevin here with us. It is nasty. That's kind of what I was wondering. Cream City Pete's here. Ryan and Amy ready to go. All right, hopefully we don't lose Tractor Mike because they are, oh man, they are just about to get hammered. Holy cow. The radar is showing actually, it is like purple on the radar right over Tractor Mike's farm. Like deep dark red and purple right over Tractor Mike's place. So hang in there, Tractor Mike. Jeff from Ottawa made it tonight. There's Leo ready to go yet tonight with the badges. Way Camp is here. Ron's on with us. Big Job made it tonight. I'm working on Leo. One of them disappeared. We're going to give you the Auburn badge to start off with because the other one slid away. Hey, there's John with us. Actually, both Johns, Anderson and Sanderson here, ready to go. Where'd the other one go? The other badge slipped away from us. We may be on an Auburn badge. Oh, there it is. There it is. It didn't get away. Boom, right there. Neil's on. All right. We're going. We're good to go. We got a fun night. We're back in the office, back on a somewhat normal schedule, if you can call what we do here normal in any sense of the word. Obviously, we're going to give this cord cap away tonight. Tonight's promo, I think, is going to blow everyone away. So it's tonight's promo is going to be a lot of fun. Big Rig Brett's here. Jim's on. Glad everybody is here and ready to go. So, before we get too deep into things. Yes, Kevin, I did get your check. I've got some things here to ship. I was going to wait till first of the week. I did sort a bunch of stuff out. I've got 3 or 4 payments here on some stuff that does need to go. So planning on working on some of that first of the week. So, but yes, Kevin, it is here. So we are good. I just didn't ship it yet. So, but anyway, as always, a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Frank's here with us. Autocorrect, please double check your comment before you hit send. I do try to catch most of the comments, but if I can't understand it or can't make it out due to autocorrect, I will skip it. And occasionally that does happen. It's even happened a few times on a super chat, and I felt bad, but I couldn't follow where the direction it was going. The Nobody Show page on Facebook. If you're on the Nobody Show page on Facebook, I cannot see those comments. If you just want to hang out and watch, that's great. But if you want to comment, participate in the chat, any auctions, anything like that, then, check it out. We ain't even gotten to it yet. Big Rig Brett jumping ahead to the Supercharged Super Chat. Yes. Super Chats are always awesome. We have the Supercharged Super Chat badge ready to go every week right here for any Super Chats. The original 1935 Auburn Boat Tail Speedster Supercharged Hood badge for all Super Chats. Big Rig Brett hitting us right out of the gate before we even got started, even got through the housekeeping stuff on the first Supercharged Super Chat of the night, thanks to Big Rig Brett. So, Supercharged Super Chat badge warmed up and ready to go. Ads, we do have ads on here on YouTube. Unfortunately, it is their game, and we have to work around them. We do the best we can. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. We've taken some steps to alleviate that with the subscriber-only comments, some moderators, but occasionally one does sneak in. But you guys do a great job making sure they know they are not welcome, and we usually get them run off. So, okay, sounds good, Kevin. We'll see how things go tonight. So anyway, it's been kind of weird for me. I was home all week. I looked the other day, or I think last night or the night before, and it's kind of blurred together. Since like June 8th, like 2 months ago, I've put like 4,200 miles on my Colorado. So I've been here, there, and everywhere. I have driven that most of the time. I've had the big truck out a few times, chasing some cars that were a little bit further away, an hour and a half runs. But for the most part, I've been in the Colorado, and I put almost 4,200 miles on it in just under 60 days. So that gives you an idea of the way things have been going and how crazy stuff has been in my world. So actually being here for like the entire week in a shot, I almost didn't even know what to do. But I actually needed that time. Obviously, you guys that were here last week, we had a little short episode till we got shut down. Still not sure what happened on that. Showed me an error message on the screen. I was on my laptop, so maybe that had something to do with it. But it did obviously kind of cattywampus things up and shut us down last week. So, and it just locked up on me. Yeah, I probably could, Bill. What are you doing, Great Kitty? What? Hey, Kenny's here with us. But anyway, obviously last weekend I hit an auction last Sunday, came home with a truck full, unloaded it, sorted it out, got a bunch of those parts cleaned and processed. And then if you guys caught the short from last night, Tractor Mike and I hit another auction yesterday. Tractor Mike did not buy another tractor. I think that's the first time I've been to an auction. He didn't buy a tractor. He tried to buy some tractors, but the one he was primarily after, a couple of things he didn't feel real comfortable about. He said one, the hydraulic pump was out of it, which he said he could fix that. But when they started it up at the auction and kind of were trying to move it back and forth to show everybody it moved, it was real jumpy. And he got real nervous that the clutch may be going out in it. And he said, you got to split those to put a clutch in them. So he made a heck of a run at it, but with the potential of having that much work ahead of him, he backed off a little early and did not get it bought. But anyway, we still got to hang out. I bought a bunch of parts. If you guys caught the short from last night, if not, go check it out. See what else I bought that I absolutely didn't need but thought was pretty cool. I'll get some pictures up on Facebook here shortly as well. Awesome, big job. Congratulations. So, yeah. Anyway, he made a heck of a run at it. I mean, he was in there swinging all the way to the end. He was second to last. But with potentially having that kind of work ahead of him, he backed out, and I can't say that I blame him for that. If you get into something like that, that's a ton of work. But anyway, like I said, I brought home some junk I didn't need, but I did get some parts that are going to be some good inventory. What? So kind of got regrouped from that. I've still got a pile out there in front of the door to work on, but we're making progress. We're making headway. And so that's a good thing. What else is going on out there in the world today? And I don't know if any of you could confirm this or not. I seen it literally on Facebook just as I was going in to set up the live. That's true. I guess so. Tractor Mike said he was taking that Fiero hood and hanging home and hanging it in his shop, but then he didn't take it. So I don't know what the deal is there. What? So yeah, I told Tractor Mike he could take the Fiero hood and hang it up, but he backed out. What is your problem? But anyway, right before I jumped on, hey, Gary's here. And maybe some of you guys have seen this and can confirm or deny this, but I saw a post, Freiberger threw it up right before I got on, that Speed Demon crashed today and the driver did not make it. So I don't know what. Seriously? So, like I said, if don't know much about it, seen it right before I jumped on. But anyway, okay, Bill Disc saw it. So anyway, the obviously Bonneville is going on right now. There's a ton of stuff out there. Our good friend Chad Reynolds, bangshift.com does have a live feed of Bonneville. Pretty cool place. I've been there once. We went out for Speed Week in 11, and it was just as cool as everybody says it is. Do you mind? Do you mind? Hey, do you mind? Hey, you could have, it could be hanging in your shop, but you didn't take it. Okay, say hi. Say hi real quick to everybody, and then you're going to go down. Yes. Say hi, I'm Gray Kitty, and now I'm going to go down, and I'm not going to be a pest. Yes. You're going to go down and not be a pest. How about that? There you go. Yes, you're fine. There you go, Pete. It's still in a truck. We can throw it in Tractor Mike's truck. Actually, Tractor Mike's coming Thursday. We can send it home with him Thursday, maybe. What do you think of that? What? So anyway, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool posts from Bonneville coming up. But like I said, that sounds terrible if that is true about what happened to Speed Demon. Speed Demon was there in 11. I did see it in person. It was pretty cool to see that car for real, as well as Blowfish. They were both there that year, and just tons of other cool stuff. It is definitely a world in and of itself. You can't. You can look at pictures. People can tell you about it, but until they're standing on the salt and realizing the scope of it, pictures and stuff don't do it justice. Do you mind? Do you mind? We got something going. Hey, we're doing something here. Do you mind that we're doing something here, like over here? All right. Say hi one more time. Yes, say hi one more time. Yes. And then you're going to go down. Say hi, I'm Gray Kitty. I'm going to get down and not bother everybody. How about that? Yes, how about that? There you go. But, I know we were standing out there on the salt, and you're looking off in the distance. Yeah, and you see there's mountains down there. But what you don't realize when you're standing at the starting line is that's like 10 miles away. Yeah, we didn't drive down there, but literally that's what everybody said. That's like 10 miles. Because I think, number one, that lane is a 5-mile run. And these mountains are like 10 miles down across the salt. So that's how massive this really is when you really try to wrap your brain around it. It's just insane. There's just miles and miles and miles, not hundreds of yards. It's miles of space out there. So anyway, be sure to jump on bangshift.com, keep up with the live feed, check out what's going on out there. It's pretty cool. There's no doubt about it. So, and if you ever have the chance to go, I strongly encourage it. You won't be disappointed. And there is so much cool stuff out there. And it's literally a little bit of everything, from hot rods to customs to streamliners. I mean, there'll be, for 6 and 7 figure Ferraris out there. It's just crazy what you actually see out there. It's tons and tons of stuff. And it's just such a wide variety. It's really cool. So anyway, keep an eye on that. Be curious to see what happens there, and see how the rest of the week goes. See what kind of records are set out there. Since I was actually in town this week, but I picked up some later model cars, but nothing interesting. So the only good inventory I had come in this week was the auction stuff, which you guys have already seen snippets of. But didn't pick up any cool cars this week, unfortunately. But let's get over to the No Buddies page and see what you guys have going on. If you guys are not on the No Buddies page, get on there, check it out, answer the questions. Andy and Zach take care of that for us. So they will they'll get you in after you answer the questions to get on that page. So let's see what you guys have been up to. Cream City Pete. A week of camping at Simcoe Weekend or taking an old square body. That looks like fun. Oh, Ryan got a new shop going up. That's awesome. Have not heard much about that Vega from the time capsule. I've seen it come out, but I haven't seen anything about it. Hey, there's Steve with us. Oh, John posted a video of an L88 Corvette. John told me this story a couple years ago at the Wichita Swap Meet about a car his father-in-law was involved with back in the late 60s. That looks pretty interesting too. Tractor Mike back in the shop working on the Levi's Jeep. More graphics of Jeff from Ottawa. Shopcat working on his Maverick. Springfield Swap Meet coming up. Jason just posted that. Don't know if I'm going this year or not. I haven't decided. Wasn't extremely pleased last year with what I found there. Hey, Dennis made it tonight. You hate to miss a swap meet, but that's a fairly decent run for me. And I just didn't buy a lot last year. I mean, I bought okay, but not tons. So that is coming up in, 3 weeks? 3 weeks. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make that one this year or not. Haven't decided. Matt out on the Columbia River in his Nobody shirt. It's cool. Oh, that's funny. That copper wire. Yeah, he had that up last week. The copper wires beater. So, anyway, super excited to see the stuff you guys are throwing up on there. If you're not on that page on Facebook, get on it. A lot of great content. A lot of you guys sharing what you've got going. We got 113 members on there, so which is kind of crazy. That's a badge. But so if you're not on there, get on there. Join the group. That's right, he did. I seen that pop up the other day, but that it's not popping up right now. I did see Weston posted some auction stuff, but it's not on. Yeah, it must have got. That's one thing about Facebook, is it rearranges things how it thinks you like it. But yeah, I did see that post, but I don't see it on here right now, so who knows where they put it. So anyway, definitely get on there. Where was that auction at, Mike? I don't know where that one was at. So anyway, and tonight, something else tonight, guys. We're going to do another magazine. I was looking for, obviously we've been doing classified, so I was going through a box of magazines that looking for something with cool classifieds in it, and I found a magazine that is a crazy, crazy old one. I didn't even know I had it. It's very small and very thin. It's not one of the dinky ones. It's a regular size magazine, but it's very thin because it's super early. So it wasn't very thick, and it kind of got buried in a stack. It's awesome, guys. I think you guys are going to get really excited about it. But it is a super, super early hot rod that we're going to get into tonight. So it won't take long to do the whole thing because they're so small, content-wise. They're not physically small. They're regular size, but they're paper thin because there's not a lot of content in them yet. So we're going to get to that. So we got a super cool magazine and a super cool promo to get to tonight. Plus, giving away this cord cap here in just a little bit. Sales brochure tonight is awesome. Cap is cool tonight. But let's go ahead and get moved. Actually, badge tonight, we'll give you a Hudson badge if you're thirsty. Yeah, we'll give you an Auburn badge. And then we'll do tonight's badge, because tonight's badge is kind of cool. And it is one that Tractor Mike and I just got yesterday at the farm auction. It is a horn button. We all love horn buttons, right? So for an emblem tonight, we're going to do a horn button that Tractor Mike and I found yesterday. They did sell one car there yesterday, I think it was a 62 Nova convertible. So I did get a bunch of 62, 63 Nova parts. The guy must have parted out of 63 at one point because there was a lot of 63 stuff as well. But tonight, for our emblem or badge, we're going to do a horn button for a 63 Nova. Got this fresh from the farm sale yesterday. Kind of a neat looking deal. Now, this was a Nova, so this was a cheaper car. I mean, these were designed to be an economy car. Obviously, they've gotten extremely popular, and people do a lot of stuff with them now, but essentially, these were an economy car. Some of these even had 4 cylinders in the mid-60s, and I think pretty much most of them had a 6-cylinder. Not very many of them do now, but they all did, or most of them did originally. This is a kind of a recessed button. Yeah, that's true. This is actually sunk in, and it doesn't have any plastic in it. This is a piece of pop metal where all this was cast in, and then this insert was inlaid in here. Has 2 clips on the back. So this is a pretty basic deal. This wasn't anything fancy, but there again, it was an economy car. But, I mean, it's kind of a cool looking piece now. Size-wise, it's 3 inches in diameter, to give you an idea on size. So fresh from the farm auction yesterday that Tractor Mike and I attended, the 63 Chevy Nova horn button. So, like I said, most of these, we see a lot of these that are recessed, but they've got a plastic center in them. Not so for these. They're, again, an economy car. That's kind of where it was going. Hey, there's baling wire. So, kind of odd, but that's still a pretty cool looking piece. Brett, starting us off at 5. We're going to sell this? I didn't know we were going to sell this. Are we going to sell this? You guys want something from the auction yesterday that Tractor Mike and I attended? This is where this came from. You guys tell me. Brett threw $5 out there. That's up to you. Whatever you guys want to do. We're going to auction this. Pete, 10. Kevin, 15. I guess we better get the timer out. Shipping included in the U.S. Going 90 seconds. On the Nova horn button. Here goes. We're going to get rolling here. We're on the timer going 90 seconds. Kevin at 15. Big Job says sell. Here we go. We're live on the timer. You guys want something fresh from the farm auction? Here we go. Get my notes here ready. I wasn't even ready to go. Coming up on the 30-second mark, Kevin at 15. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Nice, bright, shiny chrome. It's not all pitted up. Kind of a cute little booger. And it could still be used since it's got the clips on it. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone. John Sanderson, 17. Just under 30 seconds left to go. Kevin L, 20. Coming out of the wire, about ready to wrap it up. Tim, 22. And that does it. Tim at 22 on the Nova button. There's Kevin at 25. I kind of figured there may be something hanging in there. John, 25. So Tim B at 22. All right. You guys want to sell something else while we're here, or move on? Hey, there's Martin. Kevin says, sure. What do we got here? That's fine, Tim, or you want to wait till we get done? We may have some more stuff yet. Let's see what else we got. We got cans, badges, emblems, caps, plates. Ken from Illinois is here. How about a cap? You guys want to do a cap? Do we got any Ford fans with us tonight? Hudson badge. I think we've done one or two of these before, but it's a really great looking cap. So I don't know if we have or not, but yeah, that's right, Big Job. I know you're here. I think we've done one of these before, but it's a good looking cap. I'm sure somebody else probably wants one too. This is about a 67 Ford dog dish. And this is a really great looking cap with a ton of detail. Buick Man's here. Check this thing out. This is all stamped. The Ford is stamped. All this ridging is stamped. Look at the back of this thing. Ford letters. These are pretty neat looking caps. That's why I said I think we've done them before, but we'll do another one. It's about 10 5/8 in diameter. Kevin L. 10. So, obviously you see the back of it, about 10 65, okay? I knew it was somewhere right in that vicinity. I actually found this on the ground at my buddy's yard. So I picked it up there because it looked so cool, and I figured you guys would dig it. So that's why I didn't take it off the car. It was laying on the ground. It was such in good shape. I polished it up a bit, cleaned the dirt off of it. Came out pretty nice. So pretty interesting the way they put, I mean, that's a lot of detail to do that to the entire cap. But anyway, that's what they did. 65 full-size dog dish Ford with a ton of detail in it. The letters were originally black, and this background was all black here. Kevin L. starting us off at 10, and we're on the timer. Alan, 20. Alan Hyde over there on Facebook. If we said Ford stuff, that got his attention, I bet. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Alan at 20. Sounds interesting, hubcap. It does kind of look like a UFO. 60 seconds gone. 30 seconds left to go. 20 with Alan. We're ticking away, coming down towards the end. I got 20 with Alan. Pete, 27. Big Job, 25. I got Pete at 27. And that does it. Pete at 27. Big Job had a 29. It was too late. That one got kind of interesting right there at the end. Pete at 27 covered Big Job and Kevin L. Big Job took another shot, but it was about 4 seconds too late. But still a cool looking piece. So We'll mark that to Pete at 27. All right. Let's do one more piece I got laying here real quick, and then we'll move on. We've been doing some of these. I got a box of them at an estate sale about a month ago. Hey, Scott's here with us on Facebook. So we've sold a couple of these. They're all different. I'm going through them. There's a few I'm going to keep. I'm going to go ahead and sell this one to you as well as several of the others, but there's no duplicates in any of these, I don't think. This one's pretty cool. This is probably one of the better ones. This is an LR70-15 tire ashtray. And this one's very detailed. Oh, nice, Buick, man. Yeah, that's true, big job. That's 100% true. This is kind of a neat one. Hey, there's Andy, the Rusty Ogie. This one I was debating on what to do with it. I decided to go ahead and sell it. This one has a ton of detail. This is all painted in here. It's painted on the backside. You can see where it's got some chipping, but most of this is all still, it's sticking good. There's a lot of detail in this particular tire. You can see the tread very clearly. Okay, guys, hit the answer the questions on the Facebook page, and Andy will get you in. If you're not sure what the answers are, just let us know, and we'll go over them with you on here real quick so you can jump in. But this actually says BF Goodrich over here on the side. Lifesaver radial. Ron at 20. It actually has the BF Goodrich logo down here. I hope you guys will be able to see that if I can get the light right down here. And there's your tire size right there. And it actually has all that stuff on both sides of the tire. So this is kind of a cool one. We're the other guys, BF Goodrich tire ashtray. Size. We know it's a 15-inch tire, right? It is 6 inches in diameter. Let's see if it says radial. Yes, it does. Radial steel tire right there. All right. Ron at 20, and let's go. We're on the timer. Here we go. Coming up on the 30-second mark, Ron at 20. 30 seconds gone. Hey, man from the farm made it. Hanging out with us from North Dakota. Almost to 1 minute. No other bids other than Ron. So either nobody likes this one or Ron's going to get worried because it's going to get interesting here in about 30 seconds because there's 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Ron at 20. These typically bring a little more than that, so I'll be real curious to see what happens. And this is kind of a cool one with all the lettering on the tire. We're going to find out here shortly, though. Man from the farm, 25. Kevin, 27. Few seconds left. Balin Wire to 2. That must have man from the farm 30. Ron 30. And that does it. Man from the farm at 30 was first. Ron had 30, but it was already right after Man from the Farm. And then Balin Wire was after a minute 30. So Man from the Farm at 30. Is that your first win, Man from the Farm? All right. Well, that one worked out. If you've got any questions about paying, you can always call me tomorrow. But whatever you want to do, PayPal, friends and family, check, send me a check, money order, whatever's easier for you. But we're going to mark that one to you for 30. That's a cool one. So excited you got something. Congratulations to the man from the farm for his first auction win tonight. All right. Let's move on. We still got some cool stuff. We had no license plates yet. We got some cool ones here. Let's catch the cap. And, man, we got story time. We got to do the drawing. We got this magazine that just blows your mind. Oh, real quick before I forget, while everybody's here, Friday night's video is going to be all public. And there's reason for that. I do have a new members video that went up last Friday night. That will be 2 weeks before that goes public. There will not be a specific members video Friday night. It will all be public if I get this put together. I've still got some work to do. I haven't got it all put together yet. But reason I need to get it done, I need to get it up. I know a lot of you guys do follow Pioneer Village, and I'm sure a lot of you guys follow them on Facebook. They're going to have their grand reopening of the carousel next Saturday. And we have a ton of content we shot on the carousel while we were there. Their volunteers were literally finishing it up while we were there. So I need to get that video up, and I'm just going to roll it all public Friday night. So the members video that went up last Friday will be 2 weeks before it goes public. But this video that we did on, I'm trying to see if I can find some stills here to show you guys, just so you guys have an idea. All of those animals on that carousel, and I think you guys have seen some of the pictures, some of the stuff they've been putting up. All of those animals are original carved wooden animals. They're not fiberglass. They're not putting them made out of a mold. Those are all original 100 to 150-year-old original carved wooden animals. Okay? We spent, the lady that's has been in charge of restoring those, we spent about 20 minutes with her walking through where she's working at. So I really want to get this video up. I've got a couple pictures I'm going to share with you guys on here, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what the task at hand has been for her. There's one. They're laid out on tables where they can work on them. I mean, there's rows and rows of tables with all these animals. They're having to reconstruct damaged and rotted wood. They're having to sand and strip layers and layers of old paint out of all of these details, the manes, the eyes, the mouths, to get down to clean wood to work with. All of these original 100 to 150-year-old wooden animals. And these obviously are not on the carousel because they were putting them on the carousel that day, ones that were done. But these are just some shots of work they're doing. There goes the hearts. So it's pretty cool to see all this coming together. Here's one that still has paint on it that they're up on the table starting to work on it. And here's another sample of her work. And in the video, We talk about these specific animals, and she gives us some details on them. But thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours in these animals. So I want to get that put together to get it up Friday night. So Will, I can get the link to Will so they have it ready for this weekend. There's one going out to go to the carousel. We've got all of these clips. That camel is on the carousel right now. We follow it out of the work area all the way to the carousel. Back out in the daylight. Very carefully loaded onto a utility vehicle to get it over there. So I've got to get some work done on that video, but it is going to be so cool. We've got so many clips. That's why I keep putting it off. It's going to take a ton of work, but it's really neat. And it's to document that process was pretty cool to be there and be able to do that for them. So can't wait to get that put together and check it out. And that's 150% true, John. When they crank these things out, these were all late 1800s, early 1900s era animals. So they are all literally between 100 and 150 years old. So yeah, imagine the people who made those originally thinking, here they are 150 years later, back in this condition, back the way they made them look when they were brand new. So pretty neat deal, pretty special. So that's why I want to get that video up by itself Friday night so that it's public. You guys can all see it to coincide with their grand reopening of the carousel, which hasn't ran in over 20 years. And not only is it restored and running, it is electrified, it is modernized, it is completely enclosed, it is climate controlled. It's just amazing. So can't wait to get that up. So please bear with me, guys. That's what's going to happen hopefully Friday night if I get it put together in time, but that's my plans. So anyway, let's do the cap, and then, let's go ahead and give this other hubcap away. Tonight's cap, going back to the window between 1922 and 1930. So there again, we're going back right at 100 years to another company that some of you guys may not have ever even heard of. We're going to go back to our good friends at AmericanAutoEmblems.com, because that's where we find so much information on all this old weird stuff that you can't find anything on. So if you have some weird old badge or emblem back from the 20s and 30s, AmericanAutoEmblems.com is where you want to be. This company, the Nordyke and Marmon Company, was a successful manufacturer of flour milling machinery when Howard Marmon became chief engineer of the family firm in 1902. That year, he built his first two-cylinder air-cooled experimental automobile, which was very progressive and utilized several novel features. A V4 car was built in 1903. V4 in 1903? That's kind of crazy. And 6 were sold in 1904. Full production of the Marmon began in 1905, and 25 cars were sold that year. Howard Marmon built an experimental V6 engine in 1905 and a 65-horse V8 the following year, but they did not go into production. Anybody know they made a V6 in 1905? Well, Marmon did. In 1908, a water-cooled engine was offered by Marmon and became standard from 1909. The engines were conventional 4-cylinder inline T-heads, which was very common back in that day. And the chassis was conventional also. Even so, the Model 32 offered in 1909 was a fine automobile and one of the longest lived from that year. A racing version of the Model 32 called the Marmon Wasp was driven by Ray Harmon to win the Indianapolis 500 in 1911. And in 1916, a Model 34 6-cylinder Marmon was driven across the USA in less than 6 days and beat the record previously set by Cannonball Baker in a Cadillac. The Model 34 was continued into production through 1928. But the Marmon automobile business was losing money, although the flour milling machinery business had been doing very well. The new president, brought in to try to improve the Marmon automobile business, decided to expand production to provide more space for automobile production. Nordyke and Marmon sold its flour milling machinery business and reorganizes the Marmon Motor Company in 1926. The straight eight Little Marmon arrived in 1927, but only lasted a year. So back into the late 20s is right where we're going with our cap tonight. In that 1922 to 1930 window is this Marmon grease cap. Beautiful piece, very detailed, very ornate. Yeah, that's true, big job. I hadn't thought of that. But you can see the detail in this center. This is actually a badge, and this badge is listed on the American Automobile Emblems website because this is a badge. It is riveted to the cap. There goes the hearts again. We can see where the little rivets are back here that actually riveted the badge to the cap. This is a basic aluminum grease cap, internal threads, and when we look at the back side, it is smooth. This was not stamped or cast. They actually put the separate badge on the front of this against what appears to have been a red background around here. This is about 2 3/4 across the threaded area, but the overall cap itself is almost 4 inches around the wide area. But that's the point, Bill. That's why we do this. We all learn something. We get into some of these old weird cars that we're not familiar with, and this is how we all learn. Speaking of which, it's Bill and Pete are both on here. I've not heard from Eric tonight. I was going to text you guys Thursday, and I just ran out of time. So we will definitely try to get together this week, depending on what your schedules look like. I will be in town. So whenever you guys want to get together this week, Pete, Bill, and Eric, if you're on here, let me know what works for you guys when we can get together this week for the training. Anybody else that wants to get in that, you can up your subscription or your memberships to join the training group as well. So if you're not a member, jump into the membership groups, get your membership badges, get videos early at a certain level, and then, of course, the training stuff that we're getting into with these guys. So sweet, Bill. Can't wait to see it. Hey, there's Steve. So there we have tonight the Marmon cap. That's true. For their time, John, they were geniuses to figure this stuff out. V4, V6 in 1905. That was pretty crazy. Okay. I guess we can do the draw. Anybody up for the raffle? Okay. Let's give away this cord cap. Original 1936 cord, 810. It's got some surface rust, some pitting in it, but it is original. These do have a mounting ring that is missing, but this is real deal. Almost 90-year-old off of a 1936 cord, 810. No, I think that's the only one of those I've got. Pinewood Derby cars. That's kind of cool. I've still got mine, I think, from years ago, but I don't know. Maybe there's some of the guys that do collect them. Good question, Gary. You guys chime in if you do. So let's give this thing away, and then we need to talk about raffles. Okay. They had a chrome cap on them, I think. Some of them, I think, were painted body color. I don't remember. I know some of them were all chrome, but don't remember for sure. But I know we're going to give it away. It's going to some lucky winner here real shortly. The names are in the big Buick oil can and are ready to go. Piled in there for the drawing. No problem, Brett. Okay, who's in here overall? I think Austin won his entries last week. Randy Ellenberger, Tim B., Ron Levesque, Kevin Brown, Matt Williams, and Pete Winters. Okay, here we go, guys. Okay, I think I'm down to one. What do we got? Can't even read it yet. Kevin Brown. So we're going to put that cord cap in Kevin Brown's stack, which honestly doesn't surprise me because he bought almost half the can. So we'll add that to Kevin's stack. I know he's going to be excited about that. So, because we know Kevin likes caps anyway, so it's a cool piece. So anyway, next thing we need to talk about is where do we want to go with raffles? We want to keep doing them because entries were way down again this month. Now I don't know, but of course it's a bad time of the year too. I know there's a lot of people going on, a lot of things going on. A lot of people have stuff going on. So depending on what you guys want to do we want to do a September? Do we want to skip and then pick back up in October or November? I don't have a problem doing it, but I got to get entries to cover the stuff to cover the inputs of what we're doing. So that there again, that's kind of up to you guys. We can do them, but we got to have entries in them. And this month was really, really weak. So, and if you guys want to do them, give me some ideas. I've got valve covers, I've got toys, I've got obviously license plates. We've got a lot of stuff that we can do. And maybe I'm not picking stuff you guys like. But I do know we've got to get, back to where we're getting a pretty steady flow of entries instead of 4 or 5 guys jumping in every month. So, that's what it. Kevin Brown went hard on this one. There is no doubt. Like I said, he almost half the can was Kevin Brown. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. So he dove in head first. So I knew Kevin wanted it pretty bad, but everybody else's names were still in there. So we do it. When we get going on them, we'll do 10 or 12 a night, which is about what we've been doing on auctions. We just don't move. The reason we started moving them around was to kind of keep it more exciting. If you guys want to go back to just stopping and doing auctions to do 10 pieces, we can do that too. We've been trending downward overall. But I do know that obviously summertime is going to be worse. I mean, that's a given. It's always been slower in the summer. Be cool to have some pinstripe pieces again. Valve cover steering wheels or steel press trucks. Sounds neat, Brett. So, I mean, I can grab some valve covers. We can try it next month. Awesome. Sounds great, Brett. Appreciate that. It's up to you guys. We can still keep doing them. It's just like I said, it's got to cover the time and what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured, Brett. I read through it. It just took a second. But like I said, and then you'll see, of course, at least Kevin picks up. That's actually kind of a win for me. Kevin picks his stuff up. But what we'll do, we'll go ahead and draw one more name and see and then that person will have entries into the next raffle, whatever we decide to do, whenever we decide to do it. We can do some valve covers. It's like 2 or 3 different valve covers like we've done in the past. We haven't done that in a while. If you guys are up for that, we can try that and see what happens. So like I said, it's up to you guys. We'll still do them, but it's got to cover the input. So I'm not trying to get rich on it, but I don't want to, by the time I buy the stuff and ship it, I don't want to have 80 or $100 and something to sell 40 raffle tickets to it. So that's totally up to you guys, but that's why I'm asking. That's why I'm looking for your input on what you want to do. Fluffy thingy in there. So we'll go ahead and pull one more name, which may take a bit for as many inches as Kevin's got in here. Signs. The problem with signs is even a pump plate anymore. Used to be able to get, used to be able to buy some smaller pump plates for 100 to 150, but you can't hardly touch a pump plate anymore for under 200. And that's a small basic one. I'm seeing some guys on some of the mobile pump plates at 600 or 800 on a pump plate. So that's kind of been the problem with signs, is that market is far exceeding the raffle entries, because signs are just getting crazier by the day. And the pump plates, we've probably given away half dozen pump plates over the last several years. But some of those pump plates are double what they were 2 or 3 years ago. Some of those, I could buy 100, like I said, I could buy for 100 a quarter, 100 and a half, and we could sell, between 150 and 200 in raffle tickets. So if I had 150 in it and $20 to ship it, it was still covering it. But that same sign that was 150 a couple years ago is 250 or $3 now. So that's the problem with doing signs. Anything Ford. Yeah, and you can't touch that stuff anymore for that now, Dylan. A raffle for getting me a haircut? Yeah, I'm going to try to get that done this week too. So let's kick that around. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to go ahead and yank another name. So I've got it noted down for whatever we decide to do, that we do have somebody going in. If we do another raffle, that's going to get a free entry. We'll probably keep pulling Kevin's name for as many entries as he's got in here, but yeah, I'm sure he could. How many? Okay, let's get your guys' opinion. How many of you guys want a haircut from Tractor Mike? My vote is no, I am going to my stylist. What do you guys think about a haircut from Tractor Mike? Okay, what do we got here? Pete. Yeah, we do have that one, Brett. So Pete is in the next raffle, whatever we decide to do, whenever we decide to do it, as far as entries. So we did have everybody in there, though. There was just an awful lot of Kevin Browns in there. I ain't going to lie. But all those names, you guys were all in there, but Kevin pretty much dominated the raffle this month. I ain't going to lie to you. Tractor Mike's mom was a beautician, so he is now a semi-professional hairstylist. That would probably, I can see him doing that. Definitely Rusty Okie. So anyway, we're going to add that cord cap to Kevin's pile and think about what we want to do, or if we want to do a raffle next month, or we want to wait a month. So, like I said, I still want to do them. I just can't pay to do them out of my pocket so you guys can do them. They got to cover themselves. So. Tupperware bowl counts. Yep. So anyway, man, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up yet tonight. Story time, promo model, sales brochure, magazine. This magazine guy's gonna. I tell you, we got good stuff coming up. The magazine and the promo tonight are gonna knock your socks off. Tractor Mike, how's it looking out there weather-wise? You guys get hit, or is it all past? Cord cap cut. I don't know how well that would work. We can try it, John. A little bit big. It's over. Good. Anything tore up? Are you okay, Tractor Mike? I did see there was that tornado out by Syracuse, so I was hoping it wasn't going to get to you. Yeah, it looks like it's all passed on radar. Looks like we're getting wet. Okay, I am now devaluing Kevin's cap. It don't fit real good. It's kind of funky, actually. We want to sell a license plate? We ought to sell a license plate before we get to the promo tonight. I better put this down, or I'm going to actually knock it off my head and dent it. I do need a chin strap for that. Let's sell a license plate real quick. Hudson badge. That could be possible, big job. Oh, that's cool. Wow. That's pretty wild. Tractor Mike just sent me a picture out his front door. This is pretty wild, guys. Check that out. Kind of a cool shot. Sweet. That's a nice. Any sign you buy for $20 is a score. Yeah, that's out Tractor Mike's front door. Oh, that's just one row. That's just tip of the iceberg. That's just the tip of the iceberg. But that is a cool shot with those clouds. Stop getting haircuts, yeah. Okay, let's sell a license plate real quick. We got to sell a license. We got to sell a license plate. Hey, we got to sell a license plate so we don't forget. So we didn't not sell a license plate tonight, right, guys? Going back 90 years and up north to the Rust Belt. Kind of amazing that it survived, but it did, and it survived with original paint. One of the narrower, skinnier ones. Very unique piece. From Minnesota. Check this thing out. Kind of a burgundy and gold. Not in bad shape. It's got a little bit of funky stuff going on down here, but very clear, very easy to read. Backside, all burgundy back here. Still looks really good on the back. Kind of a good looking piece. 1935, 90 years old from the rust belt, and there's not even surface rust around the edges of this plate. $14.5 by just under $4.5. So anyway, we got to sell a plate. Even if we sell it cheap, we got to sell a plate. We got to sell a plate every night, every time we get together, right? So anyway, 1935, Minnesota, 90 years old. Who's going to get us rolling on this thing? Let me get the timer set up here and going. Nick, 15. Waycamp, 15. Ron, 35. Ron may have just went swinging with a knockout blow there right out of the gate as soon as we hit the timer. Let's see what happens. It's a cool plate, though. I mean, there's no doubt it's not with it. It's worth that. So we'll sit here and go through the process and see what happens after Ron's 35 out there. It's a cool piece. There's no doubt about it. We're past the 30-second mark. We're going to wait to the 1-minute mark. One minute gone, 30 seconds left. Did Ron knock everybody out with that one, or has he got somebody hiding in the bushes ready to take a shot at him? Coming out of the end, we're getting close. Ron at 35, about ready to wind her down. And that does it. Ron came out, unloaded both barrels on the first shot, and nobody even messed with him. All right, you guys want to sell something else, or we want to move forward? Haven't had a Hudson badge in a while, though. We'll tell you that. Alan had a 40 over here that just popped up. Alan was a little late, hung up on Facebook. So, do more, okay? Let's see. What do I want to do? Plate, cap, badge, emblem. So Ron got that one just barely because Alan had a 40 shooting at him. It just didn't get here quite in time. So what else we want to do? Let me think here. Yeah, got a lot of cool stuff in here. Emblems. I got a kind of a cool one. It's chipped up a bit. But I got a really killer emblem, but it's chipped up. The Chevy dash piece with the bow tie. It's out in the shop. I'd have to go get it. You guys want that Chevy dash piece out of the Nova? I got a cool emblem, but it's chipped up too. But it's an enamel badge. We haven't done an enamel badge in a while. So we'll see if we get. We need another vote to go with Pete, and I'll go get the dash piece. So if anybody else wants the dash piece with Pete, I'll go get it. In the meantime, we're gonna sell this. It's super cool, but it's banged up a bit. But it is a great badge. Ron says sure. So we need to go get that dash piece. Okay. We're going to do this badge. Then we're going to get that dash piece. Then we're going to do the promo. Okay. Dash piece. Okay. All right. This is banged up, but man, it's cool. I think I've got a better one, so I'm going to sell this one. But these are just amazing. You guys know I like Buicks anyway. So I'm actually going to sell you a Buick badge, which is kind of odd because I usually hoard these. But it's banged up a little bit. It's lost a little bit of color, so I'm going to sell it to you. 1939 Buick nose badge. This thing is so cool. Now, it is chipped up. We do have some paint loss, or excuse me, enameling loss on this piece. Let's see, where are we at? Right here. I'm trying to see around my cameras. There's some enameling loss here. It is hit right here. It was dented right here, which caused this chipping. It also has some enameling loss down here. This was all supposed to be burgundy. All of these areas here was this red color up here around the top. Would have been in here, over here on the side. Most of the blue in the checker pattern is still here. The stag and the cross are kind of a goldish color. Most of that is there. This is V'd because it went right on the nose of the car. Ron, started as a 15. It does have one broken stud when I took it off. So it's kind of a cool piece. It's damaged a little bit, but it's still just a super cool badge. So you wanted a badge, Ron? I hope you like this one. Where's my tape measure at? It's under a hubcap. It is about 4.5 tall. So anyway, there you go, Ron. I hope you dig it. Ron started us off at 15, and we are on the timer, ready to go. Just past 30 seconds. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Ron at 15. This one, I'm not quite so sure that Ron's going to get this one done at 15. Everybody's sitting on their thumbs on this, and this is a cool piece. I do know that we will know in about 30 seconds because there is 1 minute. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Ron at 15. Nothing else happening. Complete crickets. See if Alan takes a shot over here. Keep an eye on him if it sneaks in here a little bit early. There's Tim B at 22. Here we go. Tim B, 22. Ron, 25. Bill Disc, 39. Ron, 44. And that does it. Ron at 44. Hood ornaments. Do you want to do a hood ornament raffle? That might be an idea. I can do some looking around, see what I got there. Ron at 44. All right, I'm gonna go grab the dash piece, and then I got another old plate here. We'll slide it in, an old Kansas one. Since you guys like some of the old plates tonight, I'll tell you what. I'll show you the plate. Man, I'm gonna go get the dash piece. That way I can keep an eye on the timer. All right, I'm back. All right, we've got it. We're going to do this plate first, then we're going to get the dash piece, though. Hey, Glenn's here. Okay, hood ornament. Any guys want to do a hood ornament raffle? You guys tell me. That's an idea we haven't done in a while. So let's go back another almost 90 years, 89 years on this plate. Then we're going to do the dash piece. Then we're going to do the promo model, which is absolutely amazing tonight. Kansas, 1936. We have a little bit of surface rust over here. This was an orange plate with black lettering, kind of a Halloween theme in 36. This is also a narrower, longer plate. 14.5. Brett, 10. By about 4 3/8. Still looks pretty good on the back. Just a little bit of surface rust over here on the same side where we had some on the front. This is original paint. 89 years old. Ron, 15. And let's get this one on the timer. I think this one's Pawnee County, I think. Brett, 16. $30 seconds gone. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. That's exactly right, John. 89 years old, and here we are today with it. 1 minute gone, it is going to somebody's man cave to add to their collection. Brett at 16. We're coming out of the wire, but I don't think that's going to hold. Let's see what happens. Martin at 17. Hubcap 18. Ron 26, and that does it. Ron at 26 at about 129. Holy cow. Ron is on it tonight, guys. Ron at 26. All right, the Chevy Dash piece, as requested. Once again, fresh from the farm auction yesterday. This is a 1962, I believe, Chevy Nova Dash piece, and it is pretty cool. It cleaned up pretty nice. It does need repainted or kind of chromatized. Oh, check it out. Big Rig Brett, super chat. Boom. Supercharged super chat once again from Big Rig Brett. Boom. Thanks, Brett. Always appreciate those. So we bust out the supercharged super chat badge. Okay. This thing, I don't know, it'd make a cool picture frame. Kind of a little wall hanger, like put pictures of your cars in it or something. I think it is 62. Kind of a neat looking piece. Cleaned up pretty well. Check this thing out. Really cool bow tie right in the middle of it. It is all plastic. Size-wise, it's about 13 and a half long. So 13 and a half inches long. Appreciate that, Brett. And it is 5 inches high. The openings are about 3. Just a hair over 3 3/4, maybe 3 3/16 inside diameter on the openings. This is an original piece. You can see the bow tie cast in the back of it. On the 62 Nova dash bezel. Okay, there we go. There it is. Let's get the timer set up and going. Kevin L starting us off at 10. As we hit the timer, Ron at 15. Kind of a unique looking piece. I hadn't really thought about auctioning it, but Pete wanted it, so here we go. Great kitty. Yeah, sure, great kitty. Tractor Mike at 20. $30 seconds gone. Kevin L, 21. No, get back. You got to get back. Hey, put your claws away. Kevin L at 21, coming on the 60-second mark. 60 seconds gone, 30 seconds left to go as I spy through the dash bezel watching the bids. Kevin L, 21. Ticking away, coming out of the end. Ron, 23. Tony, 28. Matt, 24. Pete, 31. And that does it. Pete's 31 got it done. It's kind of like boom, 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 trying to watch over here. Pete at 31. Oh, Tony, I did get your other payment. We were a little bit short on that one, so we'll have to catch it next time. But I'll get that stuff ready to go too. So anyway, that was fun. Let's get to the promo, and then we'll see if we want to squeeze a few more pieces in yet tonight on the auction. We still got a lot of cool stuff laying here, but okay. Tonight's promo and the sales brochure is also great tonight. But I told you guys, sounds good, Tim. No problem. I told you guys there was some knockout stuff in here. We've seen some pretty amazing stuff out of this Chevy promo collection. We ended up with 49 of the 84 cars, all original pieces that the dealer took home, put on their shelves in the house every year. on the promos they wanted to keep for their own personal collection. Tonight, we've got a really good one. I've got it. I left it wrapped up even on the desk. I didn't even leave it, didn't even unwrap it when I got it out to put it on the desk. Tonight, the Chivy promo that we're going to check out in its original ermine white with sateen silver cove, 1961 Chevrolet Corvette original dealer promo. You don't see these early Corvettes very often. This one, once again, in just like all these things, in amazing condition. There goes the hearts. Appreciate that. It's not chipped up. It's not beat up. The bumpers aren't chipped up. The hearts are still rolling. The sun visors are still there. The interior's not busted up. Yeah. A lot of people have never seen these early Corvettes. And there were some C2 promos as well that we'll get into later. So I told you there's more cool stuff coming. But the red interior with silver inserts. Once again, as all these promos, the bottoms are not extremely detailed. It's one piece of molded plastic. Now we got fireworks and hearts and smiley faces. It's like a river of comments. But this is a real deal 1961 Chevrolet Corvette factory promo in ermine white with sateen silver insert. Like I said, you just don't see these very often. They do not pop up. You know, they're out there, but this isn't what you're going to see at your table at the local swap meet where the guy has some promo models. You know, and just like all these, where these bumper corners stick out, where promos are always chipped, you know, still looks great. Nose is good. Just a really cool piece. All the original hubcaps and tires. That's right, Bill. If you did see one, they're expensive. There's no doubt about it. So, a pretty cool piece. Yeah, we'll get all these promos put up once we get done going through them. But we've still got 15 more to go, I bet. This auction was last September, I believe. So we're coming up on a year of working through these, and we're still not close to done yet. But there it is, definitely one of those super cool ones, an original 1961 Chevrolet Corvette dealer promo model. Based on the hearts, the fireworks, and the happy faces, I assume you guys were pleased with that. Uh-oh, check it out. I got to get this wrapped up so that we can bust out, once again, the Supercharged Super Chat badge for Kevin L. Appreciate that, Kevin L. Supercharged Super Chat for Kevin L. That promo needs a super chat. Yep, I would agree with that. So thanks, Kevin L, Big Rig Brett, and Kevin L hitting us with some super chats tonight, giving them the Supercharged badge. Okay, moving on. How about story time? We haven't got to do story time in a couple weeks, have we, guys? You guys are still digging story time, so. Going back into the archives on cars that Dad did and flipped years and years ago. Tonight, not the most exciting car, but still kind of interesting. And there again, it's kind of crazy to think that these cars are getting to this point in age-wise, going back to the late 70s. Holy cow, I'm in this picture. Didn't even realize it. The 1978 Pontiac Catalina. This was a flip car that Dad did in 1981. Just a regular four-door car. There again, this car is now pushing 50 years old. Crazy to think. This was actually a flood car. It went through the flood that we had here in Great Bend in 1981. So it wasn't, a lot of this was service and maintenance. They did have some minor body repairs noted, but not a ton. So we look at the work order on this particular 78 Pontiac that Dad did back in 81. There again, this car was 3 years old. He bought it for $600 from Davis Mud, which was an oil field mud company here in town. That was one of their company cars. And actually, it was my aunt's dad owned Davis Mud, so she was married to my uncle. So they bought this car for $600 for a 3-year-old 78 Pontiac. And then, of course, like I said, it went through the flood. Pack wheel bearings, change transmission fluid, service the rear axle, overhaul the starter, overhaul the alternator, tune up. Went through the carb. Had to put hoses on it, alternator belt, body side moldings, pinstripe, clean and buff, as well as clean the interior, clean the trunk. So apparently this was not heavily flooded, but it was enough that it made a mess of it. And obviously had to change all the fluids and then some overhaul the starter and things like that. We've got some tickets on this particular one. Once again, back to our crazy paint prices from July of 1981. 1 quart of Ditzler, $8.90 for a quart of paint. Hoses, radiator hose, and a bypass hose, $10.15. They were bigger than the Le Mans. In 78, the Le Mans was actually part of the G-body platform. So the Catalina was a full-size car, bigger than a Le Mans. Gallon of thinner, $7.50. Side moldings. I'm betting these were probably aftermarket side moldings that he added to it. $18.75. Mainly the floorboards got wet, Dad said. So mainly just the floorboards got wet. I got out of here. I was out of here by 1 this morning. Or actually, I think I left right at 1. I got home at like 1:15 this morning. I got a lot of work done last night, though. So, yeah, I left at 1. I left right at 1. You're just a few minutes after 1 because I got home about 1:15. So, yeah, I should get some sleep one of these days. See, oh, that's a registration on it. And the odometer reading. I think that's what this is, isn't it? Yeah. 88,537. So this was pretty high mileage. 88,537 on a 3-year-old car. That was a lot for that, for one of these cars. Oh, and actually there I am. I was going to point that out to you as well. There's me and there's my sister. So in 81, I would have been 7 or almost 7. Huh. So this was a light flood car. Bought it for $600. Had to put, definitely more time than money in it with all the cleanup, touch up, because there wasn't really any major damage other than overhauling the starter, changing all the fluids, things like that. Yep, that is. It's little Chad. That is little Chad right there. And my sister, who was littler than me, because she would have only been 5 or almost 5. And it did have a clean title because he bought it directly from the company. So they probably didn't have full coverage on them anyway, since it was a fleet car. So mainly a lot of time kind of went into this Catalina. Oh. And ended up selling it. This was a pretty good deal. Like I said, put a lot of hours in it. Not a lot of money, but a lot of hours. In fact, it only had a little over $100 in parts in it. The side moldings, some chemicals with oil, transmission fluid, differential fluid. So basically, this was, just a lot of time. But actually ended up selling the car, did really well on it, wholesaled it for $19.50. I'll try, big job. So that car made a lot of money. You got to remember, you're talking $1981. So, and he's got a note on here, was figure and labor at $7.50 an hour. So that's probably about what they were paying techs at that point, was $7.50 an hour. So, this car made really good money considering the time period of when he did it. Hey, there's Sam. Yeah, there was always something in the shop. There's no doubt about it. So there's the rest of the story on the 1978 Pontiac Catalina sedan flood car from the Great Flood of Great Bend in 1981. Brochure and this killer magazine, guys. Actually, I got a hubcap laying here on the desk. Do I throw it back in the box, or do you want us to buy it? Before I get to this other stuff, it's on top of the brochure and the magazine. So I got to move a hubcap, or I got to sell it. What do you guys want to do? Sell it. This is I don't think we've done one of these before. Now I can get to the magazine and the brochure as well. All right, let's do another hubcap. This one's banged up a little bit, but I think it's kind of cool. I don't think we've done one of these before. All right, we'll do one more cap. Maybe, I don't know. We'll do another. If you guys want to do another plate, we can catch another plate or something. Then we'll catch the magazine and brochure and be ready to wrap for tonight. But this cap, since it's laying here, let's go ahead and sell it. This is kind of funky and cool. Yeah, that's about right, Brett. You couldn't even, nobody will pick up a tool for $7.50 an hour anymore. From our friends at the American Motors Corporation. Yes, it's a funky little AMC cap. Another one I found at my buddy's yard. Oh, sweet, Sam. 69442. That's a good looking car. That sounds exciting. You have to post some pictures up on the Nobody's page for everybody. This has some road rash around it. It's banged up a bit. Yeah. I don't know. I think the 442 is a lot more unique than a Nova. My personal opinion. But sounds cool. Excited for you. So I don't think we've done any of these. I found it in my buddy's yard. It was banged up a bit, but it's pretty cool because it's funky and it's AMC. American Motors Corporation. This is probably late 70s, early 80s. This is an aluminum cap. We can see how this is all stamped in the back of it as well. The letters were originally black, as well as a black ring around here. So there again, kind of a basic cap, but it was American Motors. They were not known for being super flashy. They had a lot of good ideas and did a lot of neat things, but they were not the flashiest company out there. $10 1/4 in diameter on the AMC cap. Yeah, that's true. That's something you don't see every day. All right, let's go ahead and roll on the AMC cap. Who's going to get us going? And here we go. Or maybe nobody wants the AMC cap. Kevin L at 10. Just thought it was kind of different being AMC. Ron, 12. Pete, 14. They could be used on Pacer too. Just past the 30-second mark. One minute gone, 60 seconds gone, 30 seconds left to go. Sounds great, Sam. About ready to wrap it up. Pete at 14. And that does it. Pete at 14. We'll add that to Pete's box. Kevin had a 22, but it was too late. Okay. Magazine and brochure. What else we got to do? Oh. Anybody on here born in 75? I got something cool from 1975, but '74. That's when I was born. Oh, that's cool. I forgot that was back in here. This is a cool rerun piece. '76. We're all the way around it. I guess we could sell them anyway if you guys want some cool 75 plates, but if you want to do one more auction yet tonight, and then we'll wrap that up. 65 there. Born in 93. He was trying his first smoke by 75. 68. Okay. 68. 67. Conceived in 75. There you go. '66. I'll try to remember some of that. Get some plates up for your guys' birthdays. 73. That's all right, John. So Sanderson and Anderson were both born in the same year. That's funny. Kevin 63, so that's funny. All right, should we sell these 75 plates anyway? What do you guys think? Are we moving on to the brochure? Balin wire, same as me. Hubcap Dylan says yes. All right, we'll do one more auction, and then we're going to get to the brochure and magazine. These are kind of neat. 3 plates, 1 deal. How about that? Look at the back. I'll show you the back first. This is the back. This is the front. Yes, brand new. These are brand new. Number 80, 81, and 82. These are all brand new, unused, uncirculated Wheat Centennial 1975 Kansas license plates. Since they're all consecutive, we're going to leave them all together, and I'm going to sell them as a set. Usually don't raise much money that way, but I don't want to break them up. The color of money, that's true. So, just to give you a better idea, I'm going to hold the 80 up here and let you look at it a little bit closer. These are all stamped and embossed. These have not been touched. I didn't wax these. I didn't polish these. These are exactly as I found them. They're that good. This is all stamped. The Wheat Centennial stamped in, the numbers, everything all stamped in. It is a plate trifecta, Kenny. They haven't had screws in them. They're just knockout pieces. A nice medium green with white letters. We see the shape of Kansas stamped in it. That is also stamped, not like printed like everything is today. This is all stamped in the metal. Wallace County on these. So, what do you guys think? I think they're cool. Maybe you guys don't agree. I think they're cool. But you're going to get all 3 of them. So they stay together, hanging in your man cave for years to come. So anyway, who's going to start us off? Let me make a couple notes here. Brett, 20. Ron at 55. Are you on the page, Sam? Or have you joined the group? And it should let you in. If not, answer the questions. Andy's on, and he will get you going. Ron at 55 coming out swinging right out of the gate, but really, that's not even $20 a plate. I'm not sure where Wallace County's at. So Ron started out right at $55, but there again, that's what, $17.50 a plate or something like that for brand new ones. Out west. Okay, 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Yes, it is in Kansas. That's true. Let's see if Ron threw the knockout punch right out of the gate again, or if somebody else is in there swinging. Because $60 is only $20 a plate, so that's still not a bad deal. Even though it sounds like a lot, with three new ones, it's not a bad deal. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Ron at 55. Ticking away, coming out of the end. Did Ron do it right out of the gate? No, Cream City Pete, 56. Ron, 65. Big Job, 75, and that does it. Big Job at 75. Nice set. Cool plates. Beautiful pieces. Yep, that's exactly right, John. That was fun. We had some neat stuff tonight, and I got a lot more cool stuff coming up. So we just haven't been here long enough to do anything. Tonight's brochure. That was a pretty good sniper shot. You're right, Sam. And he come in like at 129. I mean, there was like no wiggle room for anybody to even think twice. Tonight's brochure. Rico called me the other day. That's why I got the idea to do this one tonight. Rico called me because we've got the super killer sales literature collection that we're working through. And he said, hey, I'm working on a truck. I got some questions. Do you have a brochure on it you can send me some pictures out of to see what it was like originally? So, I don't know. We'll find out. Well, I did. This fly needs to die, though. I do know that much. He's really annoying me. I don't know if I got him or not. I don't see the carcass anywhere. But I don't see him flying anymore either. So I figured since I had the brochure out to send Rico some pictures, I thought it would be a super killer one to do tonight, especially if you're an old truck fan. The truck of value. The truck of value I believe this actually doesn't have a year on it, but it should be about right at 1946. GMC, the truck of value, General Motors truck and coach. That's a lot of hearts, Pete. John wants this. There again, there's no pictures in this. This is all artwork. The half-ton pickup and the half-ton Canopy Express with screens. Is this not some pretty cool stuff, guys? And this is just the first page. The half-ton panel, the half-ton delivery. When's the last time anybody has seen a half-ton delivery in a 46 GMC? A panel truck with a 46 GMC nose. Man, the hearts are still going. I told you guys we had some good stuff tonight. I don't know if that's one person hitting the hearts or a bunch of you, because if it's one person, their finger's probably getting sore. But they're still flowing. That's good. The 3/4 ton stake bed, as well as the 3/4 ton pickup and panel. Oh, that's nice, John. Nothing wrong with that. The hearts are still flowing. It's like every page, it's more hearts. The 1-ton stake, the 1-ton pickup, and the 1-ton panel. Every page, more hearts. And believe it or not, the 1.25 ton and the 1-ton delivery. When's the last time you saw a delivery truck or the baker's delivery truck? Check these things out. And the 1.5 tons, getting into the bigger trucks. Here's something pretty funky. Okay, check this out, guys. We're going to hold this up. 1.5 tons. Then we need to look down over here. Look at this thing. Tractor with a sleeper on it. Down here in this corner. Smiley faces now. And believe it or not, a 1.5 ton pickup and a 1.5 ton panel. Look at this thing. This is a 1.5 ton pickup with a bed. 1.5 ton dually panel truck. I would say actually, Pete, that is a 1 ton. That 41 Chevy up front chassis cab is a 1 ton. It's full length running boards, and it is pickup front end. So it is a 1 ton pickup, is what that one is. I'm sure it's at least a 9-foot bed baling wire for sure. That is a cool semi, that's for sure, Brett. And here we go into some even cooler stuff, believe it or not. The GMC 1.5 ton cab over engine trucks. And once again, we've got a tractor with a sleeper down here in the corner. The hearts and the happy faces, they just keep going. I'm taking that as a sign that you guys dig this brochure. Two tons, handle big loads easily at low cost. Here's something kind of interesting as well that I have not seen. Here's the 2 tons. But has anyone ever seen this cap? I haven't. Not only digging, looking on eBay as we speak. Are there any more? Are there any of these for sale? I'm sure there are. They can't be that rare. The GMC Super Duty valve in head engines are leaders in the trucking industry. Check out the technical stuff in here. Big Rig Brett ready for one of them big rigs. Extra value GMC chassis features give extra miles of profitable service. And GMC bodies. This is pretty cool here. Shows the panel bodies, the beds, the interior. Check this stuff out. There you go, John. And finally, on the back cover, other typical models in GMC's complete line. Half the 20-ton. Look at this fuel truck. This thing is super killer. I just got to show it to you. Look at this stuff, guys. Look at this fuel truck. Art Deco, streamlined. That thing is amazing. Tractor trailer, big dump truck, school buses. So, obviously a pretty good one tonight, guys. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Hey, Michael Gagola jumping on with us. So, we ain't had a Hudson bag in a while. I do know that. Now, guys, I told you, we've been doing classified ads instead of whole magazines. A lot of that's had to do with time and things like that. We've still got a few minutes left tonight. We're just hit the 2-hour mark. And when I found this magazine, it's like, oh, it's mind-blowing. We got to check it out. And it's not very thick, so it won't take long to do the whole thing. Pretty thin. You're right, John. It is pure art. These brochures are just mind-blowing. Still got the last one sitting here, the Graham. Shark nose Graham. Got to throw that one up just because you have to. But tonight's magazine, guys, this is just when I found it, I was like, I didn't realize I had it. It is old. And these early ones, Michael in Lima, Ohio for son's orientation. Congratulations, Michael. Excited for him. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Ready to go to college. But obviously, kind of the 800-pound gorilla in the car magazine world, has always basically been hot rod. And finding early hot rods is tough. But we've got an early hot rod tonight. Going back 75 years to the July 1950 issue of Hot Rod. Check this out, guys. I was like, holy cow. I don't think I've got any original hot rods this early. I was digging through a box of magazines. I got it at an auction a couple years ago. And it was so small, it was buried in the other ones. Automotive School, High Performance and Automotive. Sounds great, Michael. That's exciting. Excited for him. So, yeah, that's what I thought, Big Job. I thought it was a pretty killer piece. You're kind of annoying is what you're getting to be. Yes, you're annoying. Meow, you're annoying. Meow, you're annoying. Meow. So I thought we got to take a couple minutes and check this one out. Right? I mean, am I right? How do you find this and then not look at it, right? Exactly. That's what I thought. So let's go ahead and spend a few minutes with the July 1950 issue of Hot Rod magazine. Cover price of 25 cents. Inside the front cover, we have ads from F.E. Zimmer, Harman and Collins, and Bell Auto Parts. I'm going to try to be real careful with this, guys, because it's already kind of torn a little bit right there. Bale and Wire, for as many magazines as you got, I'm surprised you don't have every hot rod ever made. So lots of great comments on it. Yep, it is a neat piece. Next, Soap Speed Shop, Ray Brown Automotive, and our table of contents. Kept all those for yourself. I don't blame you, Bale and Wire. What? You're noisy. Nixon Equipment, Nicson, Newhouse Automotive, and well as Edelbrock. No, you can stay down. You'll get in the way. Bam. And Champion even. Yes, you're a pest. Bam. This was kind of an interesting article. I glanced at it. Sunflower State Speedster. No, down. You don't need to be in the way. This car was actually from Wichita. Something for Big Rig Brett, some old stock car dirt track racing, as well as the SCTA Lake Meet. What are you doing? Are you kidding me? I tried to block you. Get. No, you're not going over to the keyboard. You can stay down. Yes, you can stay down. You can say hi to everybody, but then you're going to stay down. Down. You don't need to be up here. Close call. There you go, John. I don't think it was. I think that was this SCTA stuff because this was July and Bonneville wouldn't have been until August. Let me see if it says specifically, but on the cover, El Mirage is where that was. Streamliner, pushing the Streamliner up the starting line at a recent meet at El Mirage Dry Lake are members of the Rossetto Club. The car, an aluminum-bodied, enclosed cockpit job, was originally built by Ralph Schenck in 1938 to house a Chevrolet 4. New owners have since replaced the engine with a V8. Yes, I believe the Wichita car was a fabricated body. So, back to where we were at before we were so rudely interrupted by you. Yes, by you. Meow. And a T Roadster with a flatty in it. Rosetta meet at El Mirage. With some pretty interesting stuff we're going to try to point out here. As well as some engine work on a Pontiac 6. Now check this stuff out from El Mirage. A 40 Ford with tubes hooked into the headlight pod. And this is just 3 huge pipes sticking out from the front of the carburetor to try to force more air into the engine. Yes, I did bail and wire. It was right around $2,500 is what it brought. I don't remember exactly what, but it was somewhere around $2,500 is what that little race car brought at the auction from when the Gathering of the Nobodies weekend. T-Touring transformed. Building your own T-Touring. Wanted a test strip. There again, this is 1950. This is the beginning of drag racing, the beginning of a lot of motorsports type stuff. And we're already getting towards the back. So we're going to be looking at ads. This Almquist Racing Cams. The Southern California Muffler Company. Racing Equipment of California. Dave Burns Club Plates and Wayne Horing Competition Overhead Valve Engines. Anson Automotive Engineering, custom built fenders. This is interesting. I got to read this. Custom built fenders at a new low price. Trim and form to your own design from special metal stampings. These stampings are contour formed to 1950 Chevrolet rear fenders, untrimmed and unperforated with solid skirt. By welding a left and right stamping together, they make wheel pants like the ones used on airplanes, easily adapted for both front and rear wheels. You trim and form your own design. Each stamping is made of 20 gauge steel, 67 inches long, 26 inches wide, 5 inches deep. These unique metal stampings can also be used for midget car bodies, motor scooter bodies, and body sections of automobiles. This is super interesting. So they apparently got the dies for 1950 Chevy rear fenders and just started stamping them out of a solid piece of metal. Mike from Texas stopping by without the wheel opening. This is wild. They're $13.75 a piece. Custom built fenders. This is what you got. Stamped out of a 50 Chevy stamping. Navarro down here on the bottom. What do we got on the other side? Howard's Automotive, Porter Muffler, and McGurk. The McGurk Super Manifold. Magnesium safety hubs. AJ Getz gears. Evans speed equipment. The Hot Rod Handbook. HC product dual spring distributor points. And Weber cams. And Honest Charlie's Speed Shop. Almquist, Auto Accessories Company, Wayne. Jim White Chevrolet Hot Rod Specials. This is pretty wild. At Jim White Chevrolet in Toledo, Ohio, they have available for sale, they're not priced, a French Panhard Sport Phaeton, engine in A1 condition, chassis and body perfect. Where's the snake oil ads? Nobody had probably come up with them yet, Scott. I mean, this is 1950. They probably hadn't come up with any of that stuff yet. It may be too early. Jim White Chevrolet also has in stock in 1950 a Cord convertible, the last production model Cord convertible, rebuilt and renewed at Auburn Cord Duesenberg factory service. The engine is supercharged, new Goodrich tubeless puncture-proof tires. Front drive system is completely reconditioned, re-chromed from bumper to bumper, painted Windsor blue, genuine blue leather upholstery, new top covering, and roof bows must be seen to appreciate in new car appearance and performance. Jeff from Ottawa jumping off. Glad you're here tonight. And also they have a Curtis Craft sport car equipped with special Wayne Chevrolet engine. Develops approximately 190 horsepower, very low mileage, white wall tires, red body, black top, perfect condition, price far below duplication on a Curtis Craft. So a lot of cool stuff happening on these pages. That's 100% right, Big Job. Triple chrome fuel pumps. Hey, we got some Stay Lube motor racing motor oil. I've actually got some of these cans, not the black can. I've got a yellow can. Wyand, Hexagon. I didn't know you used to live in New Braunfels, Pete. I used to go down there quite a bit. One of the guys that trained me with Chrysler was from New Braunfels. So when we did stores in Austin, we'd go down to his place on the Guadalupe and ride jet skis sometimes at the end of the day. Sam's mailing off a couple more pages here we're going to catch, including the Stroker McGirt comics, and then we're going to wrap things up tonight. Honest Charlie was in here, Scott. We did see Honest Charlie a minute ago. 96 to 99. That was actually right before I was there, I think, because I started in 97. 99, no, 98. No, it was 98 when I was down there, I think. It was when we did those Austin stores. So, yep, that'd have been when I would have been working down there. I agree with that completely, Big Job. You can order your performance parts from Louis Shell, Gerald's Automotive, Offenhauser's in here. A lot of the smaller ads here getting right towards the back. And the last page, if we get to the back cover. Ooh, I got to be careful. The cover's trying to tear on me, so I'm just going to let you guys look, and then we're going to close her back up. You see how the cover's starting to tear at the top and the bottom. And then finally, the back cover for Grant Piston Rings. So there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was too cool to not just check it out. Hot rod from July of 1950. I got an unfortunate feeling you might be right, John. So anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap things up, wind her down for tonight. Had a good time hanging out with you guys. I'll try to I'll do some looking around, see if I can find a hood ornament or some valve covers for next month. And we'll try to do something like that, see what you guys think. So appreciate that, Mike. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. I agree with you 100%, Big Job. It's it's kind of that window. It was kind of the Hot Rod came out in 48, so it was the second, going their third year of production. I don't remember when they actually started in 48, but it was like midway through the year. So they've been out for about 2 years. You bet, Kevin. Thanks. Appreciate that. So, I mean, literally our hobby in its infancy, especially compared to where it is today. So that's why it was so cool to go back and take a look at that. So I know we haven't been getting that deep and spending that much time on them, but I thought it was too cool not to. So thanks, John. Appreciate that. Glad you guys had fun tonight. I'll do some digging. We'll see if we can come up with some valve covers or a hood ornament and see what you guys think about the raffle for next month and go ahead and roll with it. And like I said, Friday night, I need to get that carousel video done. So there'll probably just be the public video that night. Hopefully I get it done. I just got to make some time to finish it. Tuesday night, we will be here. We will do some Toy Tuesday live. And then, of course, we will get content up Wednesday night. The public video for Wednesday night, another one with our good friend Jim Wicks going over some specifics on a Shelby GT500 convertible and another twister from Mecum, Tulsa. So that will be coming up as well. You bet, big job. Glad you guys are still here hanging out and enjoying it and having fun with us. So tell your friends about it. Have them come over and join the fun. One more Hudson badge as we wrap up the evening. And we will see some of you guys Tuesday night. If not, we should see you right back here. Actually, I think I'll be here again next week. It's all kind of blurring at this point. But at this point, I do think I will be here next Sunday night, back here, same bat time, same bat channel, here in the office for another normal episode of the Interactive Gearhead Live Chat. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all your support and participation in the chat. Have a great week, everybody. We sure hope to see you all right back here next Sunday evening. Thanks for watching, everybody.